Thanks for joining us. I'm Todd Lewandowski, Director of Content Marketing here at Haley Marketing Group, and with us is our very first guest, Brad Bialy, Social Media Marketing Advisor here at Haley Marketing. Brad, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Todd.
Give people a little bit of an idea what a Social Media Marketing Advisor does.
Sure. So on a daily basis, managing blog content, managing social content, managing the social presence for clients that we might have. All in all, I work with probably 40 different clients on a daily, monthly basis as that goes through the program. But really anything from content development to creation to the execution of that. So how are we going to get blog content out on the client's blog, and then how is that going to transition to social media?
The Social Pro program is one that you've championed, and you work with a lot of our clients there. Give people an idea what Social Pro actually means.
Yeah, Social Pro is a fully managed social media marketing solution designed specifically for the staffing industry. So when we set out to develop a social media solution that clients could come to us to support, what we wanted to do was make sure that we were not only just doing the latest trends and cool things on social media, but we want to drive true ROI for the staffing industry. So everything that we're doing is very calculated, it's measured, and then we're making sure that we're constantly pivoting the program to see success for this specific industry.
You mentioned that constant pivoting, and I know social media is constantly changing. The algorithms and everything that, even just new platforms for social media.
Sure.
What's hot right now in social media?
Yeah, video is definitely hot right now.
Kind of like this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're starting to pivot more towards video. I think audio is going to continue to climb. Really, though, every staffing firm needs to have a good solution that includes a little bit of everything. So as you look at social media, you can't just have written content and visuals to support that. Written content's great. Blogging is still something that we offer to our clients and we still see great success from, but we need to start transitioning to the other alternatives. So visuals on social media. Maybe it's that audio that we talked about. Maybe it's video like we're doing here. But it's not focusing on one thing. It's focusing on how we can incorporate all of them.
One of my favorite things to do is not to say what's working, but what's not working. What are some of the biggest mistakes that you see staffing clients make?
Sure. The biggest mistake is sharing content that you don't own and that doesn't go back to your homeland and your website. So a lot of times we'll get a new client coming in that had maybe an intern running their social, maybe it's just an internal team member running their social, and they don't really have a firm understanding of how it's going to support their goals and really drive true ROI. So what they'll do is they'll share link after link that goes back to Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's great to sample that in and sprinkle it in every now and again, but they get their own traffic. They don't need us driving consistent traffic back to their site. So one of the biggest mistakes that a staffing firm can make is to just share other people's content. Another mistake is just blasting job after job. If all you're doing is spamming your audience with more opportunities, eventually they're going to start to be tuned out to that, and you're going to start to see diminishing results.
You mentioned the jobs, and I think a lot of our clients have a hard time with that differentiation. Well, Facebook, is it good just for candidates? Is it good for clients? Where should that mix of client and candidate content come from?
Sure. Really, it's going to come back to your main goals. So what are we trying to do? Is it more applications? If so, how can we let not only the job support that, but how can we let content support that? If it's more client acquisition, then how can we get more content focused towards clients and get more job order requests on Facebook? I think with 1.8 billion people on Facebook, both audiences are on there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of creating the content and crafting that so that it reaches them.
So your thought is to put the content in there and people will find it, as opposed to tailoring the content for who's already there?
Yeah, a little bit. I think as you find your goals and you define them and you continuously pivot them and shift them, then your content should support that.
What type of metrics should our clients be looking at? I know we just recorded one of our podcasts with Jennifer Lambert from Terra Staffing that they do a great job of metrics in terms of their sales and marketing efforts. What types of metrics should our clients be looking at to say, well, this is successful or this isn't successful, maybe we need to change things up?
Sure. On social, the first thing you can do, and really the easiest thing you can do, is look at all of those platforms and the data that they provide you right in the dashboard. Facebook has an insights section, Twitter has an analytics section, LinkedIn just revamped their insights section. Look at what posts are getting clicked on. So if you're running a blogging program and you're posting, let's say twice a week, right? Even if it's just once a week, and then you're pushing that content out to Facebook, consistently go into Facebook and see what people are clicking on, what people are engaging with, are commenting on, sharing. As you start to see things that are going well, create more of that content. I think one of the best things you can do is actually look at it and use that to make your decisions moving forward. Along with the dashboards inside all those social channels, look at Google Analytics. Same thing. Look at what posts are driving traffic from different referral sources. So if it's coming from Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, what is your audience actually clicking on? Then use that to make decisions moving forward.
In terms of, that's a great tip, I think, for content, but what other places should our clients be looking at to determine what type of content do I need for my various platforms? What are some good, you mentioned Forbes, obviously, they have a lot of stuff, but to get ideas for what types of content they should be posting.
Yeah, for content creation and conceptualizing what content you should put on your blog and then push to social, take a look at your competitors, see what other people are doing. Take a look at who you think is the #1 staffing firm and somebody that you don't idolize, but you look up to for, I guess, ideas. Look at what they're doing. Look at the data that Facebook shows you for their page. So scroll through the Facebook page of, I don't know, Kelly, right? Scroll through their page. See what's getting clicked on. See what's getting likes. Use that to your advantage. I mean, that insight's right there for you. So take a look at it.
We mentioned at the start of this conversation about how social media is one of those just ever evolving and constantly evolving and very quickly evolving media platforms. What's next? Where do you see this going? Sometimes I say like 3 to 5 years, but I think social media is moving so quickly. We have to think in terms of 3 to 5 months from now.
Sure. Social's definitely pivoting to be more about the community and the audience. So if you look at LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, a lot of that content is link post after link drop. It's just people kind of spamming the group. I think social is going to start to pivot to be more about the audience and be about the listeners. After all, you're on Facebook on a daily basis because you're on Facebook. You're just using it for personal use, right? So you don't want to see link drop after link drop. But if somebody posts a question in a group and a staffing firm can come through and answer that question, it's a great way to get in front of them. So you're not just spamming that with a link drop or a post, but instead you're being of value to that end user. So I think social is going to continue to be about the group, be about the community. I also think it's going to continue to shift towards other content forms. Something that at Haley we're very passionate about as we start to explore more with video, and I know you're experimenting with podcasting. It's not about trying the newest trends. It's just about having a nice wide spectrum of content. People consume content how they want to consume it. So if you're constantly shoving written content after written content at them, if they don't read articles, they're not going to read it depending on how good it is. It doesn't matter. You have to give it to them how they want to consume it.
Last thing before we finish up, I know one of the biggest questions that we get from our clients is, how do I build my audience on social media? They'll come, well, we only have 100 followers. What do? We can put all the greatest content in the world out there, but it's only going to attract so many people. How can they continue to build their audience on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn?
Sure. The first thing that you can do is be active. Consistently post content on a daily basis. Don't just post during work hours. So don't post 8 to 5 when you're there. Post off hours. My favorite time to share content is in the morning and at night, because I think that's when we can attract our audience before they're at work. Late at night after the kids are asleep and now they're finally have time on Facebook, they have time to look at LinkedIn. Share content. To grow followers, continue to be active in groups. I think the best thing that you can do is grow a personal brand. So going as just yourself, post some content that goes back to your company site, your company Facebook page, your company LinkedIn page, but continuously build that personal brand to build the company brand. Then I think you can get involved with paid too, so different paid elements. Get a Facebook like campaign going. I've seen great success from those here. Clients are getting a ton of likes that are specific to their local market. You can also target your ATS list. So if you want candidates to follow you on Facebook, bounce out that ATS list and start serving them ads.
That's great tips. All right, now it's time to get to know a little bit more about Brad Bialy, the man, in our rapid fire getting to know you section. You are a musician. You play around the Buffalo area quite a bit. Favorite song to cover live?
Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine.
Ooh, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Favorite album of all time?
Wow, that's a tough one. Favorite album? I don't know that I have one. I'm kind of all over the board, so I'll go through like a country section, and then we'll kind of bounce around. Favorite album of all time?
If you only had to listen to one album for the rest of your life.
That's a tough question.
That's what we do here.
Yeah, that you came with the hard hitting
I
ones.
did. I brought the A game today.
If I had to listen to one album, probably something from Dave Matthews.
Okay.
I don't know which one, but
right.
probably something like that.
Great. Good vague answer. Super Bowl for the Bills or Stanley Cup for the Sabres?
Bills. I got the logo on my back, so I
There
got to
you go.
go with that.
Beef on weck or wings?
Wings.
Favorite style of wings?
Hot.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And you're getting married next year.
Yes.
Worst part about wedding planning?
Worst part of wedding planning, remembering to make phone calls. So Rachel will task me with things to do, and we'll talk about it. Everything will be going great, and I'll completely forget to make that phone call.
We've all been down that road before, sir. He's Brad Bialy, social media marketing advisor here at Haley Marketing Group. Thanks so much for being our first victim here on Behind the Screens.
You got it. Thanks for having me.